Yeah. Let's continue with staffing, right? So like so much of this I find to be an emotional decision for folks because it's people they've hired, it's people that they, have trained, that they've fostered these relationships with. So when sitting with a director and saying, you have to look at your staff, you are wildly over ratio. Like you have two counselors and six kids in a group, even for overnight camp, that would be way too much. When we talk about really kind of drilling in, I find emotions are at play. Do you see the same thing when you're talking about staff ratio creep and or just staffing in general with staff with directors? And if so, what's your mindset of how you should work through that?
So yes, we see it all the time. There's an emotional connection because most likely in most camps, you've made the ultimate hire of these people. You were the one that brought them on board. You feel that you owe it to them to keep them with you. I think it's really important that you, at some point, you need to disassociate that piece and that heart and soul that you have that you want for your campers and for your community and from the from the actual operating of the business. And you need to disconnect those two pieces and really take a look at. And if you're a day camp, when my wife and I owned a day camp and we would take the weekends and we would evaluate things from Friday night until Sunday night. That was our time to reflect back on what's going on through that week. And if we have to make adjustments, we do it on that Sunday because you got to be in the moment because Monday morning campers coming back. Sleepaway camp, when I ran sleepaways, it's very different because they're with you and they're living with you. But
Mhm.
you need to, at some level, it's the antithesis of whatever camp director wants to be and wants to do. You need to disassociate that emotional connection to each person and each thing that you have on that camp, and you need to look at it for the bare bones of what you're doing.
It's funny like the way you're bringing it up, like if you're assessing it every week, right? Like I would always see staff morale actually drop if there wasn't enough kids to the amount of staff you had, meaning that like the staff want to be busy. They want to have full groups and they're actually happier when they have a good amount of kids in their group. Obviously, some situations warrant more supervision than others, but it's just funny how often we take that for granted, but it's a great tip to like if you're reviewing it every week, right? A lot of our Y day camps are frankly weekly and enrollment, and so it's helping you kind of evaluate the lay of the land, and you might also find out, right, like that a staff member actually wants some time off that is happy to go on a quick impromptu vacation or go to the beach for the week or so on. It's adds that flexibility that we hear from so many staff they want. So I love that you're looking at week to week. That's great. So then separately,